Atalanta's a little guy. Oh, here's an interesting question that just came in. Why are we using Atalanta, not Argus? And what are the differences between them aside from size, and what aspects are considered when deciding which one to use?
I don't know if anybody knows that answer.
Uh, so Atalanta is a little bit smaller than Argus is, and on the deck a little bit more manageable. So they've moved over to Atalanta in the last, it's been 3 years now, 3 seasons, and they had to add weight to it in order to kind of bring it up to Argus's weight as a sled tow body. Um, but that was one of the large consideration from moving from Argus to Atalanta, was just the size on the deck, especially with a lot of the multi-vehicles that we do now with Drix, the DAP lander, the Halo profiler, and like the Mesobot and the Sentry. So doesn't mean that Argus is gone, just not currently on the boat.
As pilots, do you learn how to pilot both Hercules and Atalanta, or is it more of like a specialized one or the other kind of process?
Um, what was the question again?
It is, what, 1 in the morning, something? Um, do you specialize when you're learning as pilots, or can you kind of switch seats and be completely fine, or have an Atalanta pilot be a Hercules pilot for a day?
uh, well, it's a little. They do things a little differently here, um, where her pilot is usually like a more senior pilot, and then there's like a training process they do with Atalanta. I'm not actually fully sure what that means here, but for me, I've um, I just trained uh, on an ROV. Like I started here at OET 15 years ago, but I spent the bulk of my career working at Embari, which just had a single vehicle. And the first day I was on that ship, they threw me into the pilot chair and had me sit a long watch and learn how to fly. So, but there's always a pilot. Usually there's a pilot co-pilot situation going on, and usually the co-pilots will do the manipulators in at most institutes or operations. The co-pilots will handle all the arms and the winch and things like that, or do camera switching and this and that. And then the pilots will strictly do will fly the vehicle, but they switch out. So like at Embari we did 1 hour in co-pilot, then we move over to the pilot chair, and then we do 3 hours off, and then do it again up to 12 hours a day for a long time. And then let's see, Schmidt does 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and then you kind of do. I think it's 2 hour rotations there. So you just you go in there, hang out for a couple hours, and then you're off for a few hours while the other um, two guys on your shift, or two people on your shift come in. Um, yeah, it's kind of it kind of varies from wherever you are, um, and whatever the institutes kind of built themselves up with over the years. So no, you're not really supposed to specialize. It's better to have everybody universal, so that everybody can slide in when they when they need it. But that's why we have Mike sitting in the chair.
Yep.
I'm trying to get him up to speed on all this stuff too.
Yeah.
Nice. Mike, how long have you been piloting?
This is going on my 3rd year piloting, so I spend a lot of time on the deck, but I try and at least get 1 cruise on here a year as a pilot, and then I still do work on the vehicles, both when I'm either working as a deck chief or when I'm not, and then on one of the other boats that I've worked on, I've sat co-pilot for them with their manipulator. So kind of like what Ben was saying, we had the main pilot, and then we actually had 2 co-pilots, 1 for each manipulator on the vehicle. So yeah.
Wow. That's a very busy front row.
Yeah, yeah. That one, it was the 3 pilots in the front, and then a navigator that was to the right, and then science row in the back. So similar to the setup.
Does it get easier working with certain combinations? Like if you're, or is it kind of easy to just slot anyone in any of the seats?
Well, it definitely matters who your pilots are. I mean, there's all kinds of varying skill levels and specializations and things like that. So, but no, usually, I mean, so far, I mean, at least on this boat, everybody's been really, really great. Yeah, sometimes they have younger interns to sit in the Atalanta, and so they can be a little green there, but typically there's not. It's not so hard that it can't be overcome or learned on the.
Is there any like training that you can practice this beforehand, or is it just first time in the seat, you've been told what you've been told, see how it feels?
I honestly, like the best. Well, there's a lot to it. So there's some having a good mind towards like a good technical aptitude. So understanding how these systems um, work, so you can understand your limitations with the vehicles and what's happening within them, and that goes a long way. But training yourself to fly a vehicle, it's very much like a video game. It's so you can. I think there are actual simulators for ROVs these days, but that wasn't really the case when I started. It was more like Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that. And those worked really well, like when you're flying helicopters and stuff in those games. It's sort of the same thing. There's it's all joystick controls, and you're trying to feather movements through small areas. I mean, especially with these shipwrecks, it's very much like a video game where you have to be, you have to finesse the controls, and you have external environmental conditions that you have to overcome, things like current and turbidity with your vision, and then you have camera views that you're trying to get the most out of, and all while monitoring things like your hydraulic pressure and things like that. So there's a lot that goes into it. So very high cognitive load to do things like shipwrecks. But so there's varying levels of success with that, and skill levels and aptitudes. So, but it all comes with time as well. So your brain will eventually figure out how to do it. So I can go for instance, from vehicle to vehicle and sit down and in a relatively short amount of time have a good idea how the vehicle reacts. You just kind of plug yourself into it and then retune your eyes and your muscle memory, and it takes just a bit of time, but the systems are all basically the same, and the functionality is the same. The idea of operation, they're all pretty similar.
Ben, what I'm taking from that is that Grand Theft Auto helicopter piloting taught you how to be a pilot. It's not what you said, but it's a
It's how it's definitely how I dialed in my my joystick control. So like being able to just finesse a joystick just the right way to get through a narrow shipwreck opening. That's for sure.
You just made a lot of kids very happy.
yeah.
You're like, Mom, I'm practicing being an ROV pilot.
It's for my
Like-
career. It's true though. I mean, it's one of the things that video games do to is that you can offset kind of where your consciousness is, right? You kind of, that's what you're doing with these vehicles essentially, is you're putting your mind at a vehicle that's a mile or 2 miles away from you, and so you don't, you have a bunch of two-dimensional screens that you have to recreate the environment that the vehicle's in, and you can only do that in your mind. So you synthesize that through looking at all these different inputs, like different camera inputs and then telemetry inputs, and your brain just kind of throws all that together and creates a three-dimensional image of where you are and how to operate within that place. And video games do the same thing. So yeah, if you spend as many hours as I did playing video games, wasting countless hours in virtual environments, then yeah, you start developing those kinds of skills. Although I wouldn't recommend too much of that. There's a lot more. There's a lot more to piloting than just the video game aspect. There's you must know the technical aspects of them, because that ultimately is what makes you a good pilot, is being able to incorporate the technical parts of them, so you know the limitations of the vehicle, and that's, yeah, that takes some work.
So on this setup, having that third-person view from Atalanta is very
That is absolutely
rare, but
it's very
very
true.
nice.
That's super true. Atalanta has an over-the-shoulder view, which gives you some context, so you don't have to work so hard sometimes to understand the environment.
Yep.
But yeah, one of my projects at Mbari was was to build a virtual reality camera. So we had I ran a project called ROV VR, and the project was to create a camera system that would, in real time, transmit dual, like a stereo panoramic video to a virtual reality headset. And so the idea was that you wouldn't have to work so hard to develop, to get the context, right? You'd have a three-dimensional view that you could easily turn your head left to right, up and down, and just look at things, and then it would be intuitively scaled. You know, if it looked like it was 2 meters away, it probably was. So we designed the camera so that it had similar to human interpupillary distances and parallax, things like that. And it worked really great. It makes it very easy to fly these vehicles, but it was yeah, it's, you know, a lot of people don't like to wear headsets, but we, you know, it was funny. Some people would, and some people wouldn't. I've flown about 100 hours in virtual reality, and we built it as a piloting aid, and it also does some outreach. But yeah, many of the scientists loved it, and you'd have to ask them like ask them if you could use it now. Especially geologists were really fond of it because you can see how rocks and cliff faces and all the stratigraphy went together really well. But anyway, that's kind of like easy mode for ROVs driving it, especially with manipulation.
Yeah.
We'd do things like chase fish, try and catch fish in our detritus samplers, and fish are fast, and trying to catch a fish with an SUV-sized robot underwater
Oh my gosh.
is kind of tough. So they chill out for a little bit, and then you get lined up with your sampler, and as soon as they feel awake, they kick out. And often with the two-dimensional screens, they go right off screen, and then you get lost, and it's really difficult to do to catch fish. But with the headset, it made it a lot easier because you could just chase them down. They get tired, and then they can't kick out of the screen. So
Yeah, some of those fish can be quite evasive.
yeah.
I will say having the multiple camera views for using the manipulators is quite nice because you can get that sense of depth when you're trying to even doing stuff not as technical as trying to catch fish, getting rocks, pulling out some of the plugs and stuff when you're doing subsea connections.
Totally, yeah. You don't have to wait for the camera to move over. You just look to your left, and it's there, and it's in 3D.
So
one of the things I collected within VR was while manipulating the big arms with the headset on, we found an ancient mammoth tusk, of all things, out in the middle of the ocean.
oh wow.
We're about 400 miles out to sea off California. It's almost halfway to Hawaii. And it was just a random seamount, but it was in like this special current zone that the scientist wanted to look at. And
Yes, thanks.
and the pilot, Randy Priggett, who was at the time, he was flying along, and they went over this thing that looked like a tusk. It just looked like an elephant tusk, and everybody was making jokes about it. And he's like, you need to, you're going to be really sorry if you don't stop and get this thing. And so grudgingly spared like the 15 minutes or so to land the vehicle and pick it up. And I think it was Marco Talkovic was on the MNIPS that he reached over and broke off the last 8 inches or so of this thing, and they brought it up and had it analyzed, and sure enough, it was a mammoth tusk, some 150,000 years old or something.
Jeez.
And they're even able to give it a gender and an age, so it was like
Oh wow.
it was a female mammoth, and that was kind of a younger adolescent. And yeah, they theorized that towards the end of the last ice age, or whenever it was, 150,000 years ago, whatever, it had died and near a river and was swept out to sea. And the thing about mammoth tusks is that they're not attached to the skull, so when it eventually started to break down, the tusks just kind of pop out. And so it kind of explains why there wasn't a skull attached or other bones, or the other tusk wasn't there either. But anyway, we went back a year later, and it was still in the same place.
Oh wow.
We dropped a pin on our nav, so we went right back to the same place. It was right there.
Nice.
And I did the recovery with the VR headset on, and everything went really smoothly. It was they did a news article about it, and who knows where it's at now, but it's super crazy what you find underwater.
And we think, 400 nautical miles offshore, think
Yeah.
mammoth tusk.
No, it's the last thing. That's why it was so crazy. It was just like, no, it's not a mammoth tusk.
Thank goodness y'all decided to take a sample.
Yeah, it's it's just nuts. Really, it's crazy. It's a good thing they listen to the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to do that more. Sometimes the pilots, we spend so much time. I'm somewhere hovering around 10,000 hours in a pilot chair. It's like a year of my life or so, sitting in a chair. And it's the deep sea is kind of our neighborhood at this point. We spend half our lives doing this, so when we see something that's not normal or out of the ordinary, it's like it usually makes sense to listen.
I was gonna say, this is my first ROV cruise on this vessel. We were down at Palmyra and ended up finding not 1 or 2 petrified whale bones, but we
Really?
ended up finding 5
Oh, wow.
on one cruise. Yeah, it was the first one was like, oh, we never see this. This is amazing, and we just kept finding them over and over. I was like,
Interesting.
yeah, don't know why that one spot, but yeah, it was quite interesting to see.
Wow.
I haven't seen them since, so. Yeah.
I've never seen petrified ones. Seen plenty of whale falls. I've had my fill of whale falls.
Yeah.
They're the stinkiest things. Like it's just the vehicles come up. Oh my! You can smell it before the vehicle even comes up. You can usually smell. I don't know if it's the oils or something
Yeah.
you bring up with you that kind of beat the vehicle up. But like when it's 30 feet below the ship, you can actually start smelling
Oh my gosh.
oh. Well, you don't. You let it. I mean, you scrub and you scrub. We started making the scientists. They'd have to bring their own gear because like it was just. Well, we would definitely be doing that. Yeah. But like the gear they were using, we wouldn't let them use our gear anymore because it would just stay stinky. So they would have to bring their gear and. No, but that's stuff they mostly had on their own anyway. But No, things like boxes and stuff that goes on the vehicle. You know, it's just like, it was so,
Scrub brushes and
yeah, it was so gross, man. That smell, there's just, I mean, old rotten whale meat that's been at the bottom of the sea for years. Yeah, we bring it up, sorry. Yeah.
as I said, dead cetacean has a unique smell to it.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
Wait, Jacob, what was your question? You're not on SPL.
I was just trying to find out why it was so stinky. I thought the ROV
Yeah.
was just getting close to it,
Oh no.
and it was so stinky that even
Me
you
too.
know, hundreds of meters
That's
later,
what I thought too.
through the water column, it smells 30 meters below the water.
That's genuinely what I thought too.
Oh, sorry, that was unclear. No, we would, so basically
Yeah, cool.
we were working with these scientists that would study these bone worms called Osidax. So they typically infest breakdown bone, but they're pink. So like new whale falls after the meat's gone. Basically, all the crabs and fish and sharks come through and take all the heavy, fatty stuff away. Then there's just the bones left, and there's these special bone worms called Osidax. There's several other species that do it as well, but they'll come and infest the bones, and they come in such numbers that the bones will be pink in color. There's so many of them, they look like fuzzy pink shag carpeting that just covers all the bones. But so anyway, these scientists were studying those worms, and so we'd have to bring up nasty bones.
Yeah, I let them go get their own chunky whale meat themselves as
Yeah.
well.
It's nasty.
Chunky whale meat. What a sentence.
Yeah. Bet you thought you'd never hear that.
What's the closest reference? If you've never smelled chunky whale meat, what does it smell like?
Boy, it's
It's a unique smell.
I mean, yeah, if you've ever smelled rotten something, you know, like if a rat has died or something and you smell it, it's I don't know, it's way worse than that. It's indescribable.
If you've ever smelled the worst thing you've ever smelled, it's way worse than that. Oh no.
I'd say if you've been around dead seals on the beach or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh.
seals.
It's been sitting around in the sun for a hot minute.
Oof.
Similar.
Yeah, seals and whales. I mean, seals stink pretty. They're pretty
Yeah.
nasty and stinky. And, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if you've ever been a part of a seal necropsy, as a whole, as a smell that you just don't get out.
I haven't, but I've had a dog that's
That's found
that's
one.
been running. Yeah, found one running on the beach.
Oh no. My golden retriever did that with something or other and got very excited about it, much to our chagrin.
Go and roll around in it. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the worst.
Someone's saying chunky whale meat is their new band name. 12, should that be our watch name? Chunky whale meat, the band.
I would rather me not be named after something like that. We could pick a better watch name.
Alright, we're taking suggestions for better watch names, please and thank you. I know we were talking about this earlier, but someone was saying that as a sonographer, like an ultrasound technologist, being a video gamer made the learning curve much easier because of the spatial awareness and motor control.
Yeah. Yeah, it all goes together. Hand-eye coordination and
I remember as a kid playing a flight simulator on the computer, and that was always one where Yeah, you had the joystick and just sat there and just kind of touched and tweaked and could pick your different planes and stuff.
I remember a lot of times when I played that I would crash, so there's a reason I'm in this seat.
I'll say some of the sulfur vents that we get close to, the vehicle definitely comes up smelling
Oh yeah,
quite lovely.
Ooh.
a rotten egg smell.
Yeah. The NA-171, we had a couple that we would come up and just like,
Yeah,
oh.
it's pretty ripe.
I just got a message from a high school buddy of mine who was in the Marine Corps after graduation. He came through these waters once before. He's asking us, keep an eye out for a pair of Oakleys he lost overboard. So if you see a pair of sunglasses, he'd like them back.
I'm keeping them.
It's going to be an expensive pair.
Yeah, really.
They are part of the wreck now.
We have to take care of Wade. He doesn't even know how to use the self-checkout at a Walmart. So
Really?
yeah,
Feels like a call out.
it's pretty sad.
You know, I've heard of stories a lot weirder than finding sunglasses, you know, or sunglasses finding their way back to their owner after much time and many miles. So
We dropped a hammer overboard once, and
A
it was
ham?
a hammer.
Oh, a hammer.
And,
It's like, I don't want a ham back, thank you, though.
well, we did, on this boat in the Mediterranean, the cook did drop some old pork loins over the side, literally ham over the side. And we were sitting here, right here in the control room, and all of a sudden we see the stuff on the bottom, and it looks like we were looking at shipwrecks. We were trying to find shipwrecks, and we're like, oh, these are plates. Because they had this like marbled textures, like the light was bouncing off it in a weird way. And I was like, oh, this must be porcelain or something. And then all of a sudden, right in front of the main camera, a pork chop just drops right in front of the camera. We're like, oh, somebody's the cook was dumping food over the side. This is bonkers.
we have we had the recovery of the lead navigator's hat during the searching for Amelia
Oh yeah.
expedition. Lost it overboard, and I guess a couple days later ended up finding the hat on the seafloor that they were diving on.
Wow.
Did
Yeah.
you pick it up for him?
Yep, picked it up, brought it back up.
Nice. Yeah, we found our hammer too. The,
You found the hammer?
the hammer.
He's just like, my hat.
Oh yeah, very happy about getting his hat back.
Well, I have a bunch of hats you can find. I'm notorious for losing hats. So by all means.
Someone commented saying that the bill for recovery might be a bit high. So
Yeah.
I wonder how much it costs. Pork chops versus...
Perk of the job,
hats.
yeah.
Free recovery of hammers, pork chops, and hats.
I mean, I know hammers go overboard, but
It was a soft blow. We were trying to get rid of something. Like something was stuck. We were smacking it, and it flew off out of Randy's hands and went down. It was in a survey area, so we couldn't really disturb the site, and so we would run these surveys with cameras and everything for the next couple of years, and then it would show up. There's this big orange hammer in the survey.
never recovered.
We got it back, but after the survey was, or time period was done, it was like something like 2 years or something that it sat down there.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
Got it back. It was a rubber hammer, so we just threw it right back in the tool drawer.
Did it smell of squid or anything?
No, it was in great shape.
Wow.
little more dense maybe, but
Scrub a little bit of the
compacted.
algal growth off.
it's
That's
fun.
one that you don't want to drop again.
That's right.
It's an expensive hammer.
It became an inexpensive hammer. That's for dang sure.
The fact that you guys would constantly keep seeing it and be like,
Yeah.
oh.
There it is. Yeah.
Can tell if someone else has been to your survey site.
I mean, who's going to take the hammer? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. You guys, like Nautilus. Nautilus would come through our areas every once in a while in Northern California.
That'd be petty, like sending an ROV down to take the hammer.
You never know. You see something down there, you're like, oh.
It's
yeah.
funny. Well, because ROVs, just this last trip, we got into some places where Sebastian had been. We saw a bunch of their old markers. You know, it's funny, just out in the middle of the ocean, way out. There's in these areas, you know, these were hydrothermal vents, and all of a sudden there's a marker that says has a number 2 on it. I guess somebody's been here. Sebastian. We used to have at Ambari, we had flamingos, pink flamingos. So those would be our markers.
Pink flamingos, you just said?
Pink flamingos, yeah, like the lawn ornaments.
Oh my gosh. We have that in our...
Might have to come down on Atalanta a touch.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh wait, you still have, you can come off on auto.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep that somewhat.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, coming down. Yeah. Gotcha.
Just somewhat relevant, or at least a baseline on it. But I think we...
I forgot, yeah, do it in orbits.
About 25 minutes,
From...
our current target.
Right.
So, Jacob, is
Yudachi.
the plan to drive over it and see if it's there at all, or?
Yeah,
And
we're going to reduce speed and then position Herc to go over it.
Okay.
And we will see. We're just going to go right past it, though. I'm not going to stop the boat unless there's something there.
Okay.
And if not, there's a quick diversion to unknown 3, which apparently is labeled not Yudachi. Just in case you were confused.
So we have the Japanese Yudachi and the non-Japanese or anything not Yudachi.
What's funny is, like, what if it really is Yudachi? Then they're going to feel silly, you know?
Well, now I want that to be the case.
That's a bold claim.
Yeah.
No one's seen that. It's labeled as unknown. They don't know what it is.
If there's anything I've learned from Drix, the mission control where they're scanning the ocean, it's that they have so much more information than I expected.
Yeah. You know, we're still missing the whole stern of the Laffy, basically, so.
I mean, maybe that's, well, knock on.
Probably not there.
Yeah.
Well, finding that bow section the other day, that was impressive.
Yeah.
That was really cool to see.
It's you, man.
And I like how we looked at it.
The only thing about the bow thing I wish we had been able to see was turret 1 on New Orleans was also lost in that explosion, and it was a shame we didn't see the remains of that in the debris.
That would have been something.
Yeah.
My friend Christopher from the museum is here and is curious about how deep the ROVs are right now. Has that changed, or?
They're currently, Herc's depth is 629 meters. And it's only changed like a couple, 10 meters or so since we've gotten on. Not much.
Okay.
Trying to keep an altitude of around 75, 76 meters, just so that we have a nice wide swath for the norbit.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, I should go measure it, to be honest, but. Well, when we slow speed, I'm going to see if it cleans up a little bit because it's kind of rough right now.
Yeah.
So if not, we might have to put it back down closer to 50.
Yeah.
But
Are you going to be recording during that time, or?
no, I don't plan on it. If we see something, we can always go back over it and like reevaluate.
Okay.
But we don't have anyone to process the data, and I'm not going to leave my station to do it. So
Roger.
either way, we won't have a gridded map for us for NavG.
And for those who didn't catch yesterday's expedition or all the other ones where we're looking at other ships, you can still catch them in highlights on social media, so check out Nautilus Live. I know there were some people commenting from Germany asking, so check out those sequences. We had some really cool moments.
Yeah, I feel like each of the wrecks had their own little defining feature, you know?
Yeah.
Like the fire hoses on one,
Whoa.
to the bow on the Astoria, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The builder's plaque that we just saw was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The inside of B turret on Canberra was also just fascinating.
Yeah, with the top peeled off of it.
Being able to see the gun structure and mounting, and then the rangefinder.
Yeah.
I mean, we dove on that twice. Did we go back just to see the placard?
I think they were also testing some of the color features on the, it sounded like Dr. Ballard wanted to see if they could get some better images of some things.
Huh.
I was communicating with Chuck Hamerline, who used to work in my office many years ago. Great wealth of knowledge, and he, of course, was here in '93 with Ballard, and he was telling us that looking at the images of Canberra when she went down, that the roof of the turret was still there, so that it came off during the sinking event. But he commented, and he was apparently watching last night, and he just said, yeah, the dive on the Laffey was amazing. But quality of how far technology has advanced in the last 30 years is just incredible to him. A couple months back when we dove on the Yorktown, and of course he was on that expedition as well, and he was just blown away by the quality of the imagery we were getting from Hercules, or the ROV they were using. So hopefully what we're doing here is going to inspire some budding scientists and historians to learn more about our wonderful history.
10 out of 10. So one of our viewers is curious about the ROV's buoyancy. How is that controlled? Do they naturally sink?
No. So typically the vehicles have the upper section of ROVs is typically made out of a material called syntactic foam, and foam is sort of a misnomer. It's basically microscopic glass spheres that are filled with air. These are tiny little glass spheres that are mixed in an epoxy slurry, and then kind of formed into cubes, and then those cubes are typically glued together and machined into shape, and then polyurethane coating goes on the top to kind of keep it all together, like a big skin. And so that's what kind of makes the ROV buoyant, even though it's really heavy and it feels like it's hard as rock. It's not like a foam at all, but it's less dense than water, so it floats. And so we typically
Yeah, I
will,
see.
the vehicle will typically be positively buoyant, though not too much. We we ballast against too much buoyancy with lead weights, and sometimes we have on this vehicle there's sacrificial weights that are made out of just old steel, and we can dump those if we start picking up a lot of like rocks or something. So we'll we'll pick up sorry, we'll pick up a oops. Oh, let's see. Anyway, so if you pick up a bunch of samples, like you can overweight the vehicle, and so you just dump off these steel weights, and then some vehicles have variable buoyancy, which are typically like titanium spheres that you can that are filled with air from the surface, and then you can pump water into them to kind of neutralize out. And so we had that on the Doc Ricketts vehicle in Bari, but those are really expensive and kind of finicky systems to maintain. So a lot of systems will just go with sacrificial metal as ballast you can get rid of.
So what I'm hearing is that you can either have ROVs that poop weight, or you can have ROVs that swallow water.
That's pretty much true. Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's a very simplistic
poop.
term.
I don't know what you mean. Pooping weight isn't a highly scientific explanation.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, cool question. How wide is the sonar track that we are watching?
It should be about 150 meters. I can't undo it because if I undo it to measure it exactly,
Oh, I see.
everyone can see where we are.
Understood. So
We're secret squirrel right now.
secret squirrel. Maybe that's our watch name.
Secret? No, I think we can do better.
Okay.
Secret whale meat.
Secret whale meat. From how much it smells, I don't think it's very secret to most of the folks and creatures in the ocean. Someone's saying, so the ROVs have swim bricks instead of swim bladders. Haha. How close are we getting to the Yudachi?
We are about 14 minutes, although this isn't a correct time because we're going to slow down as we approach. Also, the vehicles are further behind the vessel, so they'll also take more time to catch up.
And is Nautilus like in reverse right now, or?
Kind of. It's, we're operating on DP, so the
What
way
does that mean?
it's dynamic propulsion.
Okay.
So we're not using the main propeller, basically. And we have a lot of control over how we maneuver the vessel, but we have to be angled a certain way into the forces like wind and current to position the vehicles properly.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's crazy to me that you're controlling the ship, but not on the bridge.
yeah, well, technically the bridge controls the ship because they always have like final say in what happens from like a safety of navigation standpoint. So I might, like order something, but really it's just, they're like, okay, we're going to try to make that happen, but like I don't see vessel traffic, for instance,
Cool.
or surface conditions, so they have to kind of make that determination on their own.
That makes me feel a lot better in a weird way, and
yeah, I would put you into something.
You could have sold it. Then be like,
yeah, you could have been like,
know?
yeah,
No.
I'm in complete control of the entire ship and your life lock.
Yeah, well, a lot of these, a lot of the dives, like the responsibilities are sectioned off.
Right.
So like the Added Atlanta pilot is controlling like elevation. They're like monitoring the tether. they're doing like Overwatch, but like I'm also positioning at Atlanta by moving the vessel.
Right.
So, you know, if you put too much on any one thing, it would be a lot for someone to deal with when you're talking about how precise these things have to be.
So it's just kind of segmented, like
Yeah, exactly.
one step at a time. So bridge controls safety. You control ideal position of Nautilus and somewhat control at Atlanta. And then,
I do control at Atlanta
oh, you
position,
do?
yeah.
Okay.
And then, whereas Mike's, or whoever's the pilot for at Atlanta, they're controlling like orientation and like height. So they're controlling the payout on the cable.
Okay.
Um,
And then Hercules is kind of on a secret dog leash.
yeah, it's on a 35-meter tether. So
Right.
it's decoupled from like ship's motion, basically.
So, Mike, are you the Atalanta pilot then for today?
I'm currently sitting in the Hercules seat.
So
at the
never
moment.
mind.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, I do sit over in the Atalanta seat
Okay.
frequently. So
But then I guess both, both Mike, I guess, and Ben, when you're controlling Atalanta, do you have any individual propulsion to move it besides where it's being dragged behind a Nautilus, or?
Yeah, there's 2 thrusters on board Atalanta. They're 2 small electrical thrusters, and you can typically what we do is we just turn on the auto heading, which so basically it holds Atalanta at a certain heading relative to the vehicle, and so since there's cameras on Atalanta, we try and follow Herc around with it, and so we can provide that over the shoulder view of the area. But that's how we orient the vehicles with those 2 little thrusters. And so you typically just leave it in auto heading, and then you add degrees. So we have these little buttons here that you can add plus 10 degrees or minus 10 degrees, and it'll turn left. It'll spin left or right, depending on whatever you hit there to follow Herc. And then there's also a pan and tilt, not a pan, but a tilt motor on the camera.
Oh.
So we can pitch the camera up and down to follow Herc. And yeah, there is some individual control of those 2 thrusters as well, so you can lateral as well. But I don't think we do that too often. But sometimes if you're trying to give Herc a couple extra meters, because it's crazy. It seems like every once in a while, like you just need a couple extra meters. We're always right at the edge, but
yeah.
the lateraling can give you that one or 2 extra meters to get the shot, and then you come out of it.
I just want y'all to know that everyone's enjoying the pilot info and the sonar bro. So you got a new name, Jacob.
Sonar bro?
You're sonar bro. And Frank gets a break. Then everything.
Enjoying the pilot and sonar bro. Frank's finally got it. I can take a break from dropping.
Yeah. Wait, say that again with the mic closer to your mouth so
Yeah.
they can hear the joke, because that's hilarious.
The comment is enjoying enjoying the pilot info and sonar bro. Frank's like, finally I can take a break from dropping knowledge.
Oh, man.
I think we need to know more about Tess. I think she needs to.
Yeah.
I do think
Yeah.
Tess needs
Tess
to
is
chime
very
in.
quiet over there.
Yeah.
Sleeper
Not very
cell.
interesting.
The
I
forgotten
don't have
member of
much
our
to
team
say.
here.
I don't have much to share.
They need a camera on you. Can they see you on like the normal feed?
I position it so they
She's
can't.
video.
Yes.
She hides in the shadows, but she
Okay.
controls it all.
What can I say?
You gotta talk to us so that they can have a new nickname for you as well. Not sonar
I
bro,
don't really have
imagine.
I don't have much knowledge to share.
Well,
Well, I can tell you,
rebut that immediately.
sometimes it's nice to just absorb knowledge, I mean, I
Yeah.
never thought, when I go home now, to be able, I can talk about decaying sea mammals,
Yeah.
I have the gentleman up front to thank for that.
And mammal tusks, mammoth tusks. My gosh. So, Tess, when you're in that seat, you're adjusting focus and cameras? Is that what's happening?
I'm adjusting the Herc main camera. So I'm adjusting the zoom, focus, and like exposure essentially of the main camera, and then I also control what goes out on the satellites, and I can rotate that, and just making sure like the audio, I also adjust like the audio mix. So I like choose the levels. I like even out the levels of everyone's audio so that it properly records to the satellite feeds as well.
That's great. So when one of us coughs, you could be like,
Yeah, I wish I could be that precise. It's mostly like overall people's volume level. I try to even that out.
So what I'm hearing is that, okay, as we're going down the line, we're like, ship broadly. Okay, skip a person. Atalanta, general position, pointing, turning, hop back. We have our awesome Mike, who's kind of piloting Hercules, turning and things, and then we can't see anything without you. At least nothing beautiful and crisp and zoomed in and all those cool photos.
On the main Herc camera, we have a few other cameras that are adjusted by other people, but like we have a cinematic camera that's adjusted by Noel, or the person sitting in the data seat. But yes, I adjust the main Herc camera.
Yep.
I love it. It looks like Shannon, one of our other...
So there's a different target. That's the old Yudachi. That's the fake Yudachi. That was the one that Bob Ballard had written on a napkin somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't. It might have been, actually.
I cannot comment on that. I was not privy to that knowledge.
Oh my goodness. Someone just said, Tess does the zoomy zooms. She was crushing it yesterday. I shall consider her new nickname.
Perfect.
It's not zoomy zooms? That's a great new nickname. Zoomy zoom Tess.
Wow.
Okay, wait. So I have everyone's names written down, and now I'm going to have your new titles underneath. So we have Jacob, the sonar bro.
I don't understand where that's coming from.
Sonar bro.
Jacob just doesn't seem like a bro to me.
It's better sonar bro than radar bro.
Yeah, radar. I know how many times I call that a radar screen.
Like, nope, not quite there.
And then we have Tess, who is the zoomy zooms. TM. All right, y'all. Come in with the new names. Ben, Mike, Frank. Everyone, we need new ones. Oh my gosh. You'll be happy to hear that a couple minutes ago when you were first chatting, someone was just like, Tess, 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 in the chat to get you to come and chat with us.
I'm honored.
I think this might be the zoomy zoom watch. All right. Okay, I'm making a list of potential watch names. Okay. Trust me to make this a list in my notebook. All right, potential watch names.
It's the zoom in Tess.
Oh, the zoom in Tess. Yes.
Creative.
The zoom in, and that's with an I-N apostrophe.
You just see that Tessa's thoroughly enjoying all the attention at the moment.
That's what I live for.
Yeah, Tess, you're getting quite the internet following here.
Yeah.
Just gotta
I don't
stop
know
shaking
what
your
to
head.
say.
I'm gonna point one of the cameras at you if you want.
No, it's okay. I'll leave them how they are.
All right. I feel like the point of these names is also just to be as absurd as possible. All right, so zoomy zoom watch is option 1. What was our old option? Whale meat?
Chunky whale meat.
Chunky
Oh,
whale meat.
Thank you,
Whale
okay.
meat.
That's highly important. Chunky, is that with an IE or a Y? What are we thinking?
With a Y.
With a,
I think
okay.
that's the only way you spell chunky, I think. I don't know what the other one is, but it's not English.
I don't know if zoomy is English either. Chunky whale meat.
Zoomies is a scientific term for what
Oh.
my dog does whenever I don't take her out.
The dog watch, always back to that.
As I say, does Finn have a witching hour?
Yeah, usually it's, it's yeah,
Wait, sonar bro, we can't hear you.
is he up? Oh, sorry.
You're on mute.
Oh,
Jacob's really good about figuring out that he's on mute about 2 minutes after he's
Oh,
done talking.
whoops. My bad. Yeah, I said I didn't want to ruin your wonderful conversation with my navigating.
No, share your navigating. It's great.
All right, hang on. Let's see if it gets in right. 260, good. Nice.
Someone suggested glycerine pork chop. It's an option.
Glycerine pork chop.
Glistening pork chop.
Call that the deep six pork chop.
The deep six pork chop.
Whatever you choose, it's got to have a cool acronym, because that's what the Navy does.
Oh, this
Yes.
is true. All right.
B6 PC.
My last division director, Dr. J. Thomas, was
I see some
one of his
museum.
projects wanted to create a dictionary of American Navy
close enough.
acronyms. Because you read a report and all you see are these like
This is
4-letter
just long.
or 3-letter
Yep.
references to something, and you're kind of like what
So
does
we're
that
gonna have
mean?
to- I'm
You
gonna
know?
have to probably like this.
This is where the museum does this a lot too. Like the museum world is you have so many acronyms, and then the acronyms become silly versions of the acronyms, and you're just so deep into it that it makes no
Yeah.
sense. Like we have in-gallery learning, which is IGL, but then we just started calling it IGL,
Yeah.
and then
There's a lady in my office, Raj Solanki, who loves to say the word "bam" when she's making a point. So
Bam?
So we're like, she's now working on the project to build the new Navy museum, and so when I refer to her as Queen of the Bammed, it's like bam, build a museum. So
oh, I love that. Y'all, we might be losing it.
She may be listening to this, so I better be careful what I say.
Emerald.
Yeah.
It's coming. Well, I guess it makes sense to contour here.
Yeah, with the contour there.
Yeah, it's going up.
The contour is really cool. Someone asked, does pulling the ROV from behind suck oxygen down the tether out of the van, resulting in mild hypoxia? Maybe. Who knows? I'd like to nominate Ben's new name as Glistening Pork Chop.
Glistening pork chop.
God.
That is very interesting. Wow.
It's just nominated. Someone has to second it.
I'm not seconding that.
I've been called many things.
I don't agree with whatever that sounds more like a slur.
You're glistening. How can that be mean? Jason's really excited. He's like, Hercules, Hercules, cheers, team.
All right, good. I like how we can, I see the responsiveness and then delay more in the norbit than I do anywhere else first.
We need to push ahead.
Do what?
Push ahead because the ship came to stop.
Okay. It's still stretched out, yeah.
Right. Look at your norbit and the
Yeah.
tracking here.
Last time I kept it speed and I didn't see anything at all, so
Okay.
that's why we're slowing down.
Okay.
It's exciting.
So because the ship kind of moved its heading here, or its.
We did, yeah. We changed heading, and we're going to change heading probably one more time as we go over this site.
All right, let's just make sure we stay stretched out.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are just joining us or following along, before we were doing nicknames this whole time, we're looking at a potential target that we hope is Yudachi. Our Japanese, is it a cruiser, Frank, is that right? Or
No, it's a destroyer.
a destroyer, okay.
Sunk during the first naval battle of Guadalcanal. Or I should say, the morning after.
Okay. And so, correct me if I'm right, Sonar Bro, aka Jacob, but you're saying that we're slowing down so that when we're looking at our sonar, hopefully we can actually catch some form of target there.
A higher chance, yeah. So
higher
like,
chance.
well, for one, we're not recording, so this little gold strip is all we have. So if we go too fast, I might not be able to mark things.
Understood.
And on top of that, like if you noticed before, we had a lot of noise in like the outer beams. So slowing or reducing speed eliminated a lot of that noise. And then it also has to do with density of pings. You can imagine if the pings are going at a specific ping rate, moving faster, you're covering more ground, more speed over ground, and those individual swaths are spaced out. So we have like more data density.
So, if you were hypothetically a crab sitting on this ship under the sea, would you actually, and I don't actually know much about their hearing, but would you actually be hearing the sonar pings in the water? What would that sound like?
I imagine annoying. Probably.
It's the best answer possible.
You know, we do slowly ramp up like noise level for sea life as well, because it is very annoying.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So,
It's like when we're using our EM302.
what's an EM302? Is
It's
that?
the Kongsberg sonar system we have on board.
Oh, so that's on Hercules, not Hercules.
That's on the bottom
On
of
the
this boat.
bottom of our ship.
Yeah, that's mounted on the bottom of the boat.
What time is it? We're going to blame that on the 2 a.m., even though I'm very awake.
Hercules uses a wideband multi-beam.
Say that again?
Hercules uses a wideband multi-beam.
A wideband multi-beam. So wider meaning the size that it's, like the width that it's sending out, or?
I mean, it's a little technical. It has to do with like the swath and how it's oriented. Plus,
Okay.
it's not always oriented straight down. They sometimes oriented forward.
Forward, and you expect things. I like how basically I'm in the back here with my hands up being like, okay, beam of sound down, and I'm just doing like chicken dances trying to understand. So in forward, and then up, and then down.
Let's see, let me do something real quick.
Okay, I think you can come out of position lock. Let's see if. Okay.
I'm just still pulling ahead on it, try and keep the tether tight.
Yeah. Well, now the ship's kind of got some motion. we were dipping down, and so I'd worried we'd run into each other a little. There we go.
Bridge nav. Move 200 meter, bearing 235.
Ooh, okay, really cool question just came in. Were the dolphins that we saw
200 meter.
early in our watch, were they curious about the sonar, or were they just interested because it was a ship in their water?
Bearing 235.
I suspect it was the lights that are shining down behind the boat are attracting small fish, and I think they were chasing those little fish.
So we're basically preparing them dinner.
Yeah, giving them a free drive-through.
Or a midnight snack, I suppose. A free drive-through.
Welcome to McNautilus.
Starting to pick up something.
Ooh, this is a cool question. If a submarine nearby starts pinging, will we hear it on the stream?
Oh.
Like I said, you're starting to pick up something.
Ooh.
What is that? It could be a rock, so don't get too excited.
Oh, I'm excited already. I'm sorry.
But it's a thing.
Not much
It's
of
a
a
thing.
shadow.
So we might, I'm going to drop a marker on it, and we might look at it. Because there is, in fact, something there.
Starting to grow in size.
Oh boy, that might be a boat, guys.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I will say that that is 40 meters from the marker, but
40
It's
meters.
still starting to
I'm going to
grow
be
in
honest,
size.
that looks like a boat.
That looks like a boat.
That
Yeah.
looks like
That's
a boat.
awesome.
All right.
Let's mark the. Is it possible for you to mark the back side of that? So
I already marked the
So we'll
where
get
it
a
started, and I'm going to mark where it ends.
perfect. You got it. You're on it, man.
And then we'll go
Legends.
dive on it. Also,
Oh
I'm
my
going to go over the actual target to see
Oh yeah, that's
if that is a lie or not.
yeah, that's definitely a boat.
Yeah.
Look at that. You can see
There you
shape
go.
too. Wow.
So we're pretty sure this is going to pan out now?
Yeah, it's a thing. That's not a.
Is that your scientific term for...
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
That
That's
is-
my
That is
Sonar
Sonar
Bro
Bros official.
term.
Sonar Bro's official term. It's a thing. We're just.
Keep in mind, guys, we're not going to have the norbit survey for this
Yeah.
dive. We'll end up. I'm going to go back over this and do a reciprocal, and then I'll record a line on it.
Okay.
But we're not going to have it in NavG.
Yeah. Are you gonna record the orbit though on these passes?
I'm gonna go back over on a single pass and record because that's what I was told. But this is pretty big.
Yeah, it's still going.
I'll give you a final size on it. I'm telling you guys, we're lucky.
We're lucky.
We're
We are just the
lucky.
lucky
Somebody
watch.
had to tell you that we were passing over
Well,
something.
if this pans out, we owe
In
a
my
gentleman named
defense,
Chuck
it wasn't supposed to
Haberline
be
a
there
great
yet.
deal for this because he recorded the coordinates on his
I would have
time
figured
out
that
here.
eventually.
So,
The
Chuck, if
legend.
you're listening, looks like your information was very accurate.
Where did they get this from?
Chuck Haberline, who was out here with Ballard in '92, made recordings of the coordinates and all this, and so that's where this came from. So thanks,
Oh.
Chuck.
Didn't he do the sketches too? And the-
Yes, he did those drawings
Oh,
of the wreck
nice.
sites,
Yeah.
yeah,
which
I
have
saw-
also been extremely helpful.
Yeah, those
Wow.
sketches are really good, actually. They're really pretty accurate. I was looking at them, flipping through the sketches earlier this evening,
Yeah.
just comparing what they look like compared to like my memory of our dives, and it's like they were pretty darn close. It's awesome.
Is
Well
that
done.
ship
I was
still?
gonna say the sketch of the Laffy was
Yeah.
really good.
So long.
Someone wants a new hashtag. Hashtag it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah, this is a pretty long one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So what do we know about the Yudachi?
Was involved in the, sorry, she was involved in the first naval battle of Guadalcanal in November of 42. Was disabled in the battle, left, was one of the kind of drifting ships left on Iron Bottom Sound the morning after the battle. She'd been kind of partially abandoned at the time, and nearby was the heavy cruiser Portland, and Portland herself had been damaged, I believe, by a torpedo. Is believed to be a torpedo hit, I believe, from the Yudachi earlier in the battle. But Portland's rudder and steering gear were damaged, and so she was steaming in slow circles. And her captain, they saw Yudachi's smoking hulk still afloat, and the Portland's captain kind of famously said, "Sink the SOB." And so Portland's guns opened up and hit the Yudachi, and I believe ignited one of her magazines and sent her to the bottom. Prior to that, she was designed to be a aircraft carrier escort, and she took part in some of the early successes of the Japanese Navy, and was part of Admiral Kondo's invasion forces at the Battle of Midway. They were the destroyers of that class were considered very effective in design.
Bridge, nav. Let's hold position here. All right. I would say this is a good spot. I have a few markers we can use, but I would say we just go down on it now.
Okay.
And then Rennie's coming on next, so he might, I mean, this looks like it's going to take us a while.
Yeah.
So he might even be able to do a full norbit survey, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave that for the end.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Straight out.
huh?
Straight out, or?
Do you feel comfortable taking us to the bottom and then switch it out?
I can do that.
Do that? Okay. All right. We have to be very careful
Came
not
back
to
at the right time.
hit bottom, so no mud.
So I have about 70 meters.
Yeah.
We'll get
We
when you get
refound
to-
the Yudachi.
when you get to 10
Yeah.
meters. Just come all stop, get your cameras set up, and then just bring it down real slow.
Do we have any idea
get-
as to orientation?
Like pre-think how you want to maneuver so that you get that kind of disorienting effect out of you. So you come down and it's like, well, where's it at? What way are the camera's facing?
Yeah.
It gets weird. It gets weird for me every time too. So
Okay.
you can also use the side cameras, the outboards.
Yeah, and then
or
also
off-roads.
the porch cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can push that down.
Okay.
And it'll just go reels. You know, we'll get down to 20, and then we'll go slower, and then 10, you go real slow.
Okay.
And then once you get down to like 3 or something, we'll, you know,
Okay.
you can, and also we can bring your
Can tilt down on the.
on the main HT.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. It looks like you're out of the bulk of the
Yeah.
danger zone, so all right. So if you want to start bringing us down, I'll start following you, and then I'll rotate around.
All right. Okay, starting down.
If this is in fact Yudachi, we're fortunate to have a Japanese representative aboard named Hiroshi, who hopefully will be able to enlighten us all about the battle from the Japanese perspective now.
All right.
I said, if this pans out. Pay attention, Larry. Come on. I know it's late in the morning. Come on.
Good.
Huh, there's even more stuff over there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, there's so much on the sonar.
So we're going to come up, head back towards the, along ship track towards the northwest.
Okay.
Or the northeast here, sorry. And then we should be going right down.
Sounds good.
Ah, like that's another object right there, huh?
Whoa.
It's pretty big. I wonder if it's a piece.
I do think the bow was broken off.
Could be.
I don't know if it was moved, but there's definitely probably some superstructure.
It looks like, according to the drawing that Chuck Haberline provided, it was the bow broke off and I think is lying on its side. The aft end should still be upright.
Got it. Slow down.
Trying to come over.
Good.
Oh, this is amazing. So we just got a message saying, we're currently reading about your explorations with my 7th grade class in our Nat Geo English book. My students would like to ask what the technology you're using right now is. Specifically, thank you and kind regards from Paraguay.
That sounds like one for the sonar bro there.
Oh, our favorite sonar bro.
Sonar bro. Well, I mean, the biggest thing we're using is the ROV, so that's...
We can hear you, just bring it closer.
Oh, well, I'm saying the biggest thing we're using is the ROV. So that's probably a question for our pilots, but
They're focusing. I can answer it.
We do have, huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry,
19
we're just paying
meters.
attention because we're
Okay.
Yeah.
diving.
They're
Got,
doing their work. I can answer that question. So basically we have our EV Nautilus, this massive ship, and then off the back of that is a long tether that reaches to Atalanta, which is kind of a really heavy remotely operated vehicle, what we're calling
14
ROVs.
meters.
And that basically shakes up and down as the ship moves up and down because it's on a pretty tight tether there. And then off of that, almost like a dog on a leash, we have Hercules, so another pilot who is driving that. And that's another
Zoom in on this,
ROV,
please.
another remotely operated vehicle. But that one, you can kind of see in the feed here,
10 meters.
it can move a
Off the
lot
bottom.
closer and kind of is secretly on a tether moving around, and that's how we get those really close looks.
Okay, bottom in sight, you can see just a couple of little dots.
Yep. Starting to see it.
It's very difficult to see. It can be always disorienting, right? So look up.
Okay.
Okay, I've stopped and just.
I see the radar hit for
slowly
that
coming
contact.
down.
I say we go check that out, actually.
Okay. Straight ahead, you mean?
As
To the, I would say your
Starboard.
starboard, right there, that radar contact, or sonar contact.
there he goes with radar again.
Well, it's that, you know, when I was in the Navy, that's what it looked like.
Okay. So you're floating up a little bit.
Yep, coming back down.
Just very, very smooth. Again, it's so hard here because you don't really realize you're floating up. But okay, give it some down thrust.
Yeah. Come on.
So Frank, while they're focusing, do we have a sense of, because there's kind of some questions of where those, like the parts of the ship, of the wreck are actually positioned on the floor?
I'm going to adjust
I'm
some
not
of these lights
exactly
here.
sure how to answer that. I mean, we know that
Okay,
from
coming
this
into view of
1992
the bottom.
survey that the ship's
Okay.
hull broke apart and the bow, if I remember correctly, is actually lying on its side.
Alright.
This aft end is still upright. Let's see.
Okay.
Interesting.
This was a drawing
Okay,
done by
there's,
Chuck Haberline in 1992.
so it's off to your starboard side. If you rotate,
That's
rotate
on
to
the
starboard.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
but maintain your depth too. Remember, so you keep
Yeah.
floating up. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the bow is just clear off. I didn't expect it to be such a clear break, what it looks like. That's incredible.
Yep.
Okay, you're floating up again. Okay.
And someone asking if we found anything interesting in the last 8 hours.
So
Well,
here,
we think maybe this could be the Japanese.
Rediscovery of the Japanese
Yudachi.
destroyer Yudachi.
Exactly.
Fingers crossed that it is that. So.
Yeah, this is our second time coming to try and find this. Our first one didn't pan out, but it seems like we're a lucky watch. Is this the first Japanese ship that we're going to be diving on this expedition?
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
going to be incredibly exciting. Oh, we got a thank you from a lot of young scientists listening. That's great.
What was that?
The kiddos, the young scientists from Paraguay are excited. Tess, somebody said it's almost showtime for Zoomy. They know that you're up. It's amazing. Someone's like, well, you just found 2 contacts on the bottom right by each other, which is pretty clearly a boat, so we can't beat that at all.
What?
Someone's just really excited that we found something, basically. Like, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
I mean, the closer we get, the more exciting it's going to get. Frank, we need to start considering your watch name.
I'm sorry, what?
We need to start considering your watch name. I don't think I've ever met someone with this deep knowledge just kind of overflowing. It's crazy, everyone. That is true. Plus, we did see some dolphins on the camera pretty early on, which doesn't normally happen. Yeah, we're just swimming. My heavens. So, Frank, when you have a second, I'd love some context on the big picture of where Yudachi was in terms of like the war and the sinking. But I'll give you a second. This is a question if we're going to get down to the bottom on the way over there. I don't know. We'll have to see. I know we're going to be getting closer and diving deeper fairly soon. I think we're doing a second pass with sonar. And then once we have that information, kind of a map of the bottom of the site, then we can send them lower. But I might be wrong, because that does looking closer and closer to the bottom. Looks like we're doing some turning here. Oh, here's a cool question. So there's a young scientist. How do you interpret the things shown on the screen, like those yellow lines? Thank you. Well, it looks like right now we're turning the ship, but when we're not turning, it's a little bit easier to interpret. Basically, we're sending sound down to the bottom of the seafloor or the wrecks, and that sound will then bounce back up, and we measure that, and we hear that sound, and using that, you can actually, our sensors can determine how long it took for the sound to bounce there and back. And from there, you can get a sense of effectively the objects underneath you. So that can be the seafloor, that can mean the shipwrecks themselves. But you're doing this kind of like a triangle looking down. And because of that, you're only kind of sending one wave at a time. So you're sending a bunch of these, but it's kind of like a curtain that's moving across. So you get to see basically where along the seafloor you're actually currently on top of. So using that, you can kind of create a little bit of a map of where you've just passed over. And I think, are we 18, 19 meters? I think to answer a question here, what the altitude right now we're at. Like, are we still 20 to 30 meters up? That might be a question for our front row.
How deep is the ROV?
692 meters.
692 meters. How high above the seafloor are we right now? Is that the seafloor we're seeing, or?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
seafloor you're seeing.
Wow.
So probably 20 meters above or something.
All
A little
right.
less, maybe.
A little less now? That was one of the questions, is if
Yeah.
we're still 20 to 30 meters up or not.
Yeah. And so what they're doing is they're using the scanning sonar on the ROV and Atalanta. Each of them has we call a sector scanning sonar, those circular displays that look like radars. And so they're now using that. You can start seeing, you see the blue lines across there?
Mm-hmm.
So they're starting to use that to really zero in. That's a...
Can you zoom in on that little circular object? Just want to see if that's that ring-shaped thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
It looks like a kind of almost like a porthole.
Oh, man.
There's a starfish on it.
Our favorite zoomie is coming in clutch.
Thanks, Tess.
Thank you, Tess. What on
Sorry,
earth
you good with
is
that?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, go ahead and come on out, Tess. Okay. All right, changing heading. Yeah. Okay.
And for those of you just joining us, yes, this is possibly the wreck of
Okay,
the
moving
Japanese
forward.
destroyer Yudachi. So this is going to be the first Japanese ship that we've caught. And so far we've tried for this target twice, and this is the
There's some
first time we've
further
seen
off to
something in
my
our
port
sonar.
as well. You can see on the norbit.
So we're getting very close with Hercules and Atlanta,
Yeah.
our ROVs.
So it.
Frank, I have some very good news for you. You officially have a nickname, and it's Frank, except that it stands for, it's an acronym.
Something out
It's
there.
Facts, References, All Naval Knowledge, FRANK. Do you accept said nickname?
Sure, why not?
Yes. Frank's got a nickname. I love that Frank is just Frank. Facts, References, All Naval Knowledge. I like that this nickname is longer to say, rather than shorter.
Looks like we're
Coming up on something. Whoa.
Chuck, I think you have earned your place in Naval History Valhalla for this.
Yeah. Chuck is the incredible person who had written down these specific coordinates that helped us finally find what we think almost 100% is the Yudachi, Japanese destroyer.
Coming up on some wreckage here.
Wow.
I'm going to bump you in gain, just a little.
This is incredible. Holy guacamole is right.
I don't know. It'd be kind of nice to have him up here, but, you know, he's still kind of under the weather. Hiroshi, if you're listening, we'd be honored if you could join us if you're up to it, because this looks like we are looking at the remains of the Imperial Japanese Navy destroyer Yudachi.
Wow. Is there any way to give us a sense of reference? Is there anything here that you are seeing that kind of helps give us some context on the ship?
Yeah, but this is the kind of much more difficult approach when we don't have full...
Can't hear you.
Really? This is why it's... Is that better?
That's better.
Yeah, so this is why it's very nice to have that full norbit survey over the vessel before we start the visual survey. That really gives us that context and we see where we are with respect to it. So we're at a slight disadvantage not being able to do that.
Right.
You know, eventually, hopefully, things will come into focus and we'll be able to tell what's what and where.
When was it that Chuck managed to find these coordinates? Was this in 92 or?
You'd have, yeah, these are from his notes from 1992.
Wow.
You'd have to know Chuck, and Chuck, if you're listening, don't let this go to your head. Chuck can be quite anal retentive when it comes to note taking.
a very good thing in this business.
And a very good thing, yeah. So Chuck, like I said, it looks like you've earned your place in naval history Valhalla for this.
Genuinely.
And maybe an honored place in Japan, too.
Okay, yeah, maybe let's go ahead and get a point on it. We can just call A. As we get oriented here.
Wow.
What's our like orientation relative to the main wreckage right now? Okay.
What was that answer? We couldn't hear you on STL.
We are directly south of the main wreckage, about 50 meters.
Okay.
Do you guys want to, what do you guys want to do? Make our way to the main?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
All right, Mike.
All right.
I think it would be best if we can kind of get ourselves oriented, find bow, find stern.
All right.
If we can tell all that.
But please be,
and then come up with a plan.
please be cautious since we don't have that
Absolutely.
Norbit.
The main wreckage is bearing 002.
002?
Yeah, you can see right here, this is my target.
Okay.
So these targets show you the bow and stern. I don't know which direction or orientation.
So I can see Atalanta's sonar. It's behind us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also showing you it.
Yeah. So, okay.
I'm going to let you get ahead, and then we'll move forward together.
All right. Sounds good.
And okay.
So coming back towards Atlanta.
So let's so we'll have you do the approach to the ship, get it in view, and then we'll go into autos and then switch out. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That works. Okay.
It's quite warm.
Try and get out and away from the wreckage before I come back down.
I'm gonna come up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So for those of you who are just joining us, we are currently looking at the Japanese Fletcher class, or no, the Japanese destroyer, Yudachi. We've just got our first glimpse of some of the wreckage. We're trying to find some of the main portion of the ship.
Going forward.
Well, we should say it's not confirmed.
That's true. Unconfirmed.
Okay, check
just
your
hopeful.
sonars.
Yeah.
Target.
Suspected to be the wreck of the
Something dead
Yudachi.
ahead.
Suspected wreck.
Okay, so those are 10. You got 10-meter rings.
Yeah, it's
The
about
Yudachi
30
is just
meters
about
out,
the same
or 40
size
meters out.
as the Laffy. The Yudachi is just about the same size as the Laffy.
Going underneath you.
About 106, 107 meters
Another
long.
piece right there.
So if I go.
Okay.
How you can really
I'm
see it
back
on
on the other side of you.
the sonar.
Bridge now.
I do have a tether wrap to
Sure, that's
starboard.
So I'll try and take that out here.
Okay.
Move 18 meter, bearing 017.
And then coming back
Okay.
down on you here.
Okay.
Might get yo-yoed here a little bit.
So
There we go.
Yep.
Starting to come in handy.
Gotcha there. Okay.
Someone's asking the guy reading the question, "What's your name?" That's me. Hi, I'm Locke. I guess I'm the one without a nickname so far, although we still have
I
a
think this
couple
might
of
be
us
the
to
bow
add.
section we're heading to right now.
Okay.
What I saw in the Norbit data.
The bow section?
Yeah, I think we're
Okay.
going to the bow.
Okay,
Okay.
so
One of the
All right,
identifying
you can
features
see
will be
here.
a chrysanthemum emblem on the tip of the bow.
It's
So
just coming into view here.
If it's still visible, yeah.
It looks pretty mangled.
So I'm gonna.
yeah.
Is
So
it
I don't know if that
chrysanthemum?
follows suit with
Okay.
what you were saying.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know if you saw the
All right,
Yudachi's
shall
bow.
we?
You said it was oriented.
You want to switch?
in-
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bow's broken off and kind of on
I'm
its
gonna
side
put
a
it
little bit.
into
Okay.
Auto XY.
And the bow should be very close to the main wreck.
Well, if you look up at sonar, it looks like it's detached. So as we approach, oh wait, I'll let you get oriented.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, as we approached, I don't know if you want to go to a specific side. It seemed like the far end was more defined. So if you want to head up there and then start a visual survey around.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna change salvos really quick. Let's see what we get here.
give me a little bit more leash.
Okay.
Looking at the drawing that Chuck did of the wreck, it looks like the bow is lying on its port side with the starboard side exposed.
It's lying on its port side with the
Yeah.
starboard side exposed. Okay.
Yeah, so we would be looking at the starboard side up.
Bridge now.
Ugh. This is messy. Yeah, let's.
Move 1-2 meter, bearing 055.
Oh my
There's a lot of line in this.
Yeah.
Seeing, yeah, a lot of cable.
Yeah. So we'll see how this pans out.
Wow. And the main wreck, according to the drawing, should be really close by.
Oh my gosh.
Like almost like right behind it. It's just
Wow.
Wow. And that's just on its side, just like the drawing was from.
So this should be the main.
this looks like the main hull we're
The
coming
main
up.
hull here.
Can you pan upward a little bit? Let's see if the gun mount should be very evident here too. And that looks like a gun mount.
I'll drive in here. God, these.
Yep.
And that,
It's incredible.
thank you.
Up.
Well,
You see a gun out?
Little davits, maybe.
Let's see what that is. There's some torpedo tubes.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
1, 2, 3. Should be 4.
4, yeah.
So that's another design feature.
Would you point out where that is for our viewers, Frank? The torpedo tubes here?
Whoop.
Oops.
All of it.
Here,
Yeah.
There we go.
there you go.
torpedo tubes, 4 of them.
I think you're getting a little far ahead of me.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
So,
But I'm heading your way right now.
Yeah, let's start
I'm
it.
wondering if
I
we
like your
came up on
suggestion.
the. Are we sure we came up on the bow? That might be the stern we were looking at.
We don't know
think
what
we're
side
sure
we
of
came up on.
anything.
We're
Well,
going to go to the more consolidated side to start.
We're
Yeah.
heading towards the stern right now.
Okay.
Because the stern has, you know, one of the first things we would see would be one of the torpedo tubes. Looking, see, I think we may be at the stern.
Now I think we are.
Yeah, I think we came across the stern.
Even with it laying on its side?
Well, if you look at the drawing again, most of the stern is mangled. That's what we saw, and now this is what we're looking at.
Bridge nav.
Now is the torpedo tube. So I think we're coming up. It looks like we are probably coming up the stern now.
Bearing 088.
Wow. Someone's incredibly excited saying telestrator action. What's telestrator?
That.
This,
Oh, I see.
The video that you can draw.
I was like, is this some
I say with
magical?
confidence now. I had no idea yesterday. But. And were there one or two?
Because if we were at the bow, this is what we should have seen. That's not what we saw. We saw
Yeah.
The
Were there
torpedo tubes.
Were there 1 or 2 sets of torpedo tubes?
There should be another set coming up
Oh,
of 4 tubes as well.
it really is just finding. It's like a combination of live history, like trying to puzzle it, like a big giant puzzle.
My what?
Hey, Noel, I hope someone is writing down the coordinates for this wreck.
No,
That we're going to...
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, I think we have no choice but to have things recorded.
Yeah. So we don't lose her again.
So someone's asking about the giant hunk of mangled mess. Was that boat or rock?
Looking at that, we're thinking that was what was left of the stern.
Oh, okay.
When she was sunk, by shell fire from the cruiser Portland, one of her shells apparently detonated one of the aft magazines, so that would explain the mangled nature of it.
It looked like the Japanese attempted to sink it too. Did I read that right? With 3
I can't really
torpedoes?
hear you.
Really?
Yeah, I can't
Just
really,
move it close.
You're just kind of muffled or whatever.
Really?
Oh.
Now I can hear you.
Good morning.
Well, that's interesting because I'm just hearing myself so loudly.
That's better. Yeah.
Thank you. No, I thought I read that there was an attempt by the Japanese to sink it too after it was abandoned.
Yeah.
With 3 torpedoes, but it didn't sink it.
No.
I don't know if it
credited to Portland's gunfire,
Right.
so that would have been an 8-inch projectile or so. I wonder if that could be the aft stack, maybe?
This is a torpedo.
A torpedo? Is that the torpedo
The
hole?
torpedo thing, yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the ship to.
Gotcha.
But here, I'll try and get around here. Yeah, see the 4 tubes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Jonathan comments that it looks like she did launch all her torpedoes, otherwise those wouldn't have fallen off.
Yeah, I don't see them.
Wow. For those of you just joining us, can I say confirmed now, or are we still?
Yeah, I think this is.
All right, we'll say that.
The odds are definitely in favor.
Yeah.
Odds in favor that we're currently diving on the destroyer Yudachi, a Japanese destroyer. And what are we looking at here? Are those torpedo?
We just passed one of her torpedo launchers.
The torpedo launchers.
It was a quad launcher, meaning it had 4 tubes attached to it. We did not note any torpedoes in them.
Okay, so just the tubes now. All right.
Bridge nav.
That looks like a gun mount blown over the side.
Move 20 meter, bearing 088.
Man, this.
Yeah, could you pull out on that a little? See if that's a gun. That's a gun barrel. Certainly looks like one. It looks small though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Can you put your laser on that piece of pipe or barrel there? So 10, 15, maybe 15 centimeters. Yeah. It's like 15 centimeters.
Hey Tess, aka Zoomy.
Thank
Any
you.
chance there's some folks asking if we can switch the multi-view into the 3-camera view before? Be nice to get it changed back when we're
Thank you.
surveying.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that?
I think the folks are asking to switch from the
So you
sonar
don't want to
view.
see, they don't want to see Norbit? The Norbit survey?
That's it.
This class
I
of
guess we're not even-
destroyer had
yeah,
5,
Yeah, they're saying that top spot on the multi-view into
roughly
the
equivalent
3-camera
to
view
a
it was
5-inch
before.
gun.
Yeah,
The wide view.
totally.
Thank you, Zoomy, aka Tess, the legend. Lots of zoom and camera action right
So
now.
much.
2 anti-aircraft
wire.
guns and 8 torpedo tubes. She also carried 16 depth charges.
It's crazy how much more wiring we're seeing, this cabling and stuff over the Americans.
Do we know what kind of wires, like electrical or?
No.
No. Okay. Are there any key places in our Yudachi wreck that we're trying to, you're like most excited to see?
Not at this point.
Okay.
I think we're just want to see what there is to see.
Blind Explorer.
And so this is the first wreck that we have not conducted a full Norbit survey with our high resolution sonar. So for every other wreck that we've done, we've had this excellent spatial awareness and operational awareness before we've even laid eyes on the wreck site. And so right now we don't have that. So we're kind of like more or less flying a little bit blind. So our pilots are really taking time to try to orient ourselves and figure out where we are first with the wreck, and then we'll kind of dive in deeper to try to, if it's safe to do so, hopefully get some good imagery and really take a closer look at some of these diagnostic features.
Better to err on the side of caution in this type of situation.
That makes a lot of sense.
As some of the people who've been following us know that when we were on the wreck of the Quincy, there were some unforeseen obstacles, such as some netting and like ropes and things that the ROV could have gotten hopelessly tangled in.
20 meter, bearing 080.
It's better, even though we did have that sonar map, it was still kind of an unforeseen thing that popped up. So it's better to be cautious here.
Yeah, especially since you have even less information and context than we did before. Understood.
And what was the depth again, Larry?
690 meters about.
Wow.
I think it's the most damage we've seen so far. There's like nothing really left intact.
Yeah, that's been a long topic amongst some of my friends and I about, the quality, based on what we've seen on Japanese wrecks, British wrecks, and U.S. wrecks. It looks like there may be like some sort of something to do with the alloys and things used.
Well, this is where I marked
the Japanese wrecks tend, from that I've seen, most of them look kind of more deteriorated.
This is basically the end of the bow.
Okay, so this appears to be the tip of the boat.
Jacob, can we drop a point here?
Yes, we can.
I don't know if we're thinking it's the bow or the stern yet.
I think we're coming up on the bow.
We don't see, there's nothing else on sonar